Education language is full of abbreviations. We have PPA for Planning, Preparation and Assessment, ECT, Early Careers Teacher, EHCP, Education, Health and Care Plan, and the list could go on. However, there's one abbreviation that can cause panic in even the most experienced educational professional: GDPR. GDPR caused a real stir in schools when it was introduced in 2018. And today, we're going to look at GDPR and what we as educators in schools need to know. And some of you may be fully aware, but many may be worrying, what on earth GDPR is? And how does this impact me? And what does it even stand for? Hi everyone, I'm Natalie from My Progression, and this video is video 1 of 2 about GDPR. This video will take you through the background of GDPR and your part to play. Video 2 will focus on answering questions you may have and some practical advice to get this right. So what is GDPR? The General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, is the toughest privacy and security law in the world. Though it was drafted and passed by the European Union, it imposes obligations onto organisations anywhere, so long as they target or collect data related to people in the EU. The regulation was put into effect on 25th of May 2018. The GDPR will levy harsh fines against those who violate its privacy and security standards, with penalties reaching into the tens of millions of euros. When GDPR came into force, all schools had to be compliant with the rules and regulations set by this date. In the lead up to the date, school leadership had to work hard to meet the new rules, understand the regulations, and train staff. Some of you will be aware of the implications, but does it really affect your teaching practice and impact your daily life as an educator? It does. It's very important. We want you to have a good understanding of the importance of data protection within the workplace, and in this case, schools and educational settings. We want to protect you as you learn to protect information about those you teach and work with on a daily basis. All schools should have a GDPR policy in place, and possibly a GDPR officer who you can approach about any issues. So if you're unsure of anything mentioned today, check the policy and ask the question. Everyone responsible for using personal data has to follow strict rules called data protection principles. They must make sure the information is used fairly, lawfully and transparently, used for specified, explicit purposes, used in a way that's adequate, relevant and limited to only what's necessary, accurate and where necessary kept up to date, kept for no longer than is necessary, handled in a way that ensures appropriate security, including protection against unlawful or unauthorised processing, access, loss, destruction or damage. There is stronger legal protection for more sensitive information, such as race, ethnic background, political opinions, religious beliefs, trade union memberships, genetics, biometrics where used for identification, health, and sex life or orientation. It would be very easy to assume that GDPR compliance is the responsibility of the school, and therefore, as an educator in a school, you have a limited role to play. But the regulations set in 2018 are focused on general data protection, and since teachers handle a certain amount of personal data, there are things they need to be aware of, as well as steps they should be taking to protect this data. It's no longer just the responsibility of the business manager and administrative staff or head teachers. Everyone who handles personal data of others needs to have full awareness and be aware of the implications if breaches occur. GDPR ensures that all personal data is collected in a secure and legal process, with proper consent from the users. It places more power at the user's end and extra responsibility at the business end, which therefore impacts on staff working in educational settings. If you're supply staff, we're aware that you sometimes miss out on school training that may occur on inset days or twilight sessions. If you're in a longer booking, why not ask to be involved in any training that may help your professional development? For those who perhaps have short-term bookings, that's when you may not have access to the courses on offer. We want to support you all and give you awareness of current and relevant issues in schools. So make sure you like, subscribe and click on the bell to keep hearing more from My Progression. GDPR breaches. Consequences come with breaches, and that's why we want to address the importance of GDPR. So think about everything that you do. If the children have gone home and you're inputting data into the school spreadsheets, this might be Excel or it could be Sims. However, the interactive whiteboard is on and all the information you can see on your computer is being broadcast to the huge classroom screen. What can other people see? Is their personal data on view for any passerby to see? Who can see into your classroom? Are parents or other adults walking by? Is this a breach? It very well could be. When doing the register, how many times do we display all the information to the whole class? Should we? Disconnect your screen. Protect yourself along with the data that you're handling. GDPR compliance is crucial to preventing data breaches and leaks, which in turn is paramount to the security and safety of pupils and staff alike. If a school is not compliant with current GDPR legislation, they run a number of risks. A serious breach in GDPR could result in hefty fines, warnings and reprimands, temporary or permanent bans on data processing, rectification, restriction or erasure of data. Now, fortunately, many schools already have effective data protection policies in place, meaning that GDPR is an addition to those protective policies. GDPR compliance is a necessary step towards the effective safeguarding of the pupils in your school. I hope this has been helpful and useful for you all, and that it's answered some of the questions that you had before watching this video. To summarise, remember these very basic principles. If you're unsure, ask. Check the policy. Delete what you can't justify keeping. Don't store information about students or parents on a USB. Seek express permission before taking any photos and videos. And check that you're not broadcasting your screen when viewing personal data. I've been Natalie from My Progression. And if you found this video on GDPR helpful, then like, subscribe and click on the bell to keep hearing more from My Progression. And let's keep your career in motion.